I started smoking weed when I was about 5.
Right now I smoke weed every day.
If there's anything evil, it's cocaine.
It gets right inside your bones.
If you have an addictive personality, you're gonna love it.
We're like cocaine and shit. You're gonna get high on it and you're gonna be like fiending. You're gonna need that next hit, that next smoke or whatever.
You're gonna give them to me, I'll take them. Cocaine has the word two letter C's, so does circle, and so does cycle, and that's what it is, just a circle. You get out, you're gonna die. 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 Period.
The issue around drug use, I mean, when we look at psychoactive substances, we basically classify them into 3 broad groupings. One is depressants, one's stimulants, and one's hallucinogens. When you try to compare a hallucinogen like marijuana or cannabis with a stimulant like cocaine, you've already got a bit of an issue in terms of how can you compare apples and oranges. They're both addictive, okay. What does that mean? Are they psychologically addictive or physically addictive? And those are big issues as well. But the real issue for us is not whether they're addictive or not addictive. It's what happens when people use them. What choices do they make? What kind of problems do they encounter? What kind of harms do they put themselves in?
My babysitter who used to babysit me got me into doing crack. And one time when he took all the stolen property and stole like necklaces and camcorders and stuff, we took him in and he ended up getting crack and brought it back and told me that there was no weed, that there was crack, and so I didn't even know what the fuck it was then. So I said, surely, we might as well smoke that we got it, right? And after that, it was game over as all around people left and right. Like, I was in youth crisis for like 2 weeks. I bit a cop, gave him 15 stitches. I was really out of control. You know what I mean? My mom knew about it and everything too. It was pretty hard.
This community has a drug problem for the size of this town. Per capita, I think it's as bad as or worse than Toronto. The only thing we're not doing is shooting each other, but that's bull too. We've had several deaths in the last few years due to drugs in this town. And you'll see a little thing in the paper and it disappears. It's not right. It's got to be brought out.
A lot of stuff I've done I regret.
All other drugs lead to other drugs, that's definitely.
They know what the cause and effect is. Like, they know when they use the drug what it's going to do. They're either going to be able to do it and just relax, or they're going to do it and they're going to want more. And they're going to want more and more and more. And the next thing you know, they're going to be on missions all night trying to find the next high, chasing that high, because that's what it is. It's not like they can just get high and be like, okay, I'm high. It's like, I'm high, now I'm going to get high again, you know? Go find something else, because they're going to be jonesing.
There are people that get on it. They're not bad people, but they get addicted. It's a vice. They get addicted. So I think we have to provide counseling for them, or make sure there's enough resources. And there are. I mean, we have different services in Belleville.
Say if I went to jail or something for a crime I did, and they said, oh, well, how was this caused? And I said, okay, well, you know, I got into drugs, or I got into this. And they'd say, okay, well, do you want to take a program? So I tried a couple things, but you need to want to quit. You can't just say, you know, okay, I want to quit and I'm going to quit, because that's how you do it. You got to want that shit.
I've tried counseling, but like I didn't really find it helpful. I grew up in CS too a lot, and like I've had counseling all my life, so I don't find counseling help at all. But like if you want help, you will go and try to find it.
They've taken the programs down to 28 days. That's the best program you can get in Ontario, is 28 days. The only effing thing you can do to somebody in 28 days is sober them up. You can't get to the problems, you can't get nowhere. People, this is money. They're just not willing to spend the money. And it's going to cost them a goddamn fortune. Sorry for the word lingo, but it will cost them a bloody fortune to get this problem under control.
I think the real issue here is to stop looking at it as a moral issue, stop looking at it as an illegal issue, and start looking at it as a health issue. Because I think we can spend a lot less dollars and get a lot better results. In some of the Northern European countries, for example, heroin is prescribed for clients who want heroin. It's prescribed legally, they can go in and get it, and they can then function a normal life. They can have a family, they can be taxpayers, they can be contributing members of society. We don't believe that here for some reason. I'm not exactly sure why. We believe that drug use is tied up with our, or should be tied up with our legal system, should be a moral issue. I believe firmly that drug use really should be back where it should be, is in the issue around healthcare.
I guess the most important thing is dealing with the root cause of why they get that way. If somebody's life is so bad that they need to escape that much, the pain or the misery that they have, then you've got to start looking at why it is they're being led to that.
There used to be a time when a guy could quit school at 16 in this town and go to work in a factory. Not everybody's geared out to run a computer. Not everybody's made to be high-tech. There's always been a working class. We don't have that here. We got, all our factories are gone across seas down south. We get people to work for $1 an hour. And a lot of people on this town on welfare. You give somebody $520 a month to live on. What are they going to do? You'll find them out working the street. They're going to have it. You got to. There's no question about it. You have to.
In 2005, Long Arm seized in excess of $81 million in drugs. We seized in excess of $520,000 in property. That's houses and vehicles. And we've seized in excess of $50-some thousand in cash.
As far as I'm concerned, there are two types of drugs, and those are mind-expanding and soul-destroying. And there's too much of the soul-destroying stuff whereby you're not getting any benefit from it. You're just escaping and not really dealing with any kind of reality.